So welcome to the class. Today we'll talk more about thread management and the last class we did some things about, we have talked about the life cycle of a thread. I would say there are 6 major life cycle of a thread, right? And at least we reiterated what they all are and what state, and we tried to even explore thread deeper. And then today we are going to go into managing threads, how to manage. That's what we're going to do today. So we want to, today is managing threads and thread priority. That's what we'll be doing today, right? So the objective of this today classes, by the end of this subsession, we should be able to understand why thread management and priority are necessary in concurrent programming, and explain how Java thread scheduler use thread priorities. Distinguish between types of thread priorities. Use the setPriority and getPriority methods to manage thread execution order, and experiment with different thread priorities and observe their behavior, and understand the limitation of thread. What is happening? Please don't distract me. What is thread management anyways? Thread management involves controlling how multiple threads execute so that a program performs efficiently and predictably. The last time that we are doing thread, if you run it again, something comes up, so it's unpredictable, right? But with thread management, you could know how to prioritize some and more. Then the Java Virtual Machine thread scheduler decide which thread runs at a given time. However, we can influence this decision using thread priorities. That's what this subsession is all about. Why thread priority is important. In multi-threaded program, multiple threads often compete for CPU time. Thread priority helps you suggest to the Java Virtual Machine which thread are more important. You understand? That's what this is about. For example, a video player app may have a video rendering thread where it sets it to the high priority that as you are reading through these binary files, you have to render it to a picture, something that they can be. So this is high priority, needs smooth playback. Then a file download thread, which is low priority to while you are rendering, you are downloading. One is supposed to be set of highest priority. You understand? A typical example is YouTube. YouTube has a video rendering task. It's rendering to your browser the video. Most of the times it comes in packets, right? And it turns it into something that you can view. Then there is another task for fetching this data in chunks, streaming. We talked about stream the other time. That sets and buffer. It chunks it ahead. This is another task on its own. What should you think should be set at most priority? Is it the download or the smooth video playback? It's the smooth video playback, so you can clearly see. You understand? So that's setting priority. So the thread priority levels, there are 3 major. Java assigns each thread an integer priority between 1 and 10. We have the constant name is the thread.mean priority, which is having the value 1, which is of the lowest priority. Then the mid one is thread.norm priority, which has the value of 5, which is the default priority. Then the thread.max priority, these are constant. Remember, when we're talking about constant, I say in every programming language, this is best practice. In case you are setting a variable in your global variable setting, always name them capital letter, right? Like your environment variables, your pi, anything that is going to be used throughout your app and it's going to be a constant, put it and call it a capital letter, so you can always, this best priority for every programming. Is that clear? So max priority is 10, highest priority. So you set with this value. We clear? Mhm. Normally if you are doing task manager, there are times you set priority that okay, oh, after I was supposed to develop this software, first I have to get the PRD, product requirement documents, reach out to the UI UX guy. Number two, make sure you contact the front end developer guy. Number four, buy a host name, domain name. Which is first? First, you first get the set the priority. The first task is to let's get the PRD, the product requirement document, because that will inform us whether we will buy higher domain, or I mean hosting, or lowest hosting, with the level how we are going to bargain with our front end developer and our UI UX guy. So you set priority to your task. That is what this whole thing is all about as well. Note, thread priority is only a hint to the scheduler. It's a hint to the scheduler. There is a scheduler in your JVM. It's not a strict rule. It's just a hint. So the actual behavior may differ between operating systems or Java Virtual Machine implementations. So it's just like a hint. So method for managing priority. So you do like this: set priority int new priority. Set the thread's new priority. You use the thread object, which we create like all those thread objects we have been creating, and you say dot set priority. You can set it as max thread dot what max priority. That is the maximum, and you want to get the priority of any thread as well. The thread object dot get priority. You can get it right. Then you can print it out. So quickly, let's get to work. Let's open our main. I'm going to be using main.app. I like using main. I don't know, should we create a new project on this? A new folder. So I'm going to create Ctrl Shift P for VS Code user. I'm going to type Java, create a new Java project. Yes, I'm going to use no build at all. We are not using any build. I hope. Okay. Yep, inside threading. I think we are in Java threading. Yes, inside threading. We will call this priority or management. Let's call this folder management. Let's call this management. Select this folder as our location and input a Java project name. We call just, what should we call it? Thread management. I hope. Okay. Well, so we see the management folder having all this already as we have. So that's what we wanted to. So inside the lib, we are creating a main, the source. Sorry, said inside the source, we create what? Control Shift P. Type Java. It's allow you to create a new Java project. You see Java project. So if that's taking your time, please, that's not the major priority. You can just create your app.js or app.java. And so quickly, let's remember the drill. Create a new instance, whether runnable or what, or thread class. We're going to create a class. We're going to call it thread class, extends thread. It's a class. Then we're going to override and implement the runnable override. And what are we overriding? Overriding the run public and it's void, not void run. It's taking a parameter and we're going to call this at not hash. So basically, what are we running? And we just say before. Let's just quickly call before and after running. South before running thread, or start running thread. Start running thread. Then we'll south again. Before that, let's thread dot sleep. This thread, this instance dot sleep. We're not using max. We're going to use what is it called? Let's use how many minutes? Milliseconds. Let's use how many milliseconds? 5 seconds, right? Let's use 5,000. And of course, we have to wrap it with try and catch, right? And that's that. In the case there is an interruption, it throws the interruption error. That's that. Then I think basically after that, then we work without process run successfully. No. During that, then after should we we can just put it inside the. Let's leave it like that. And then it's just out. Process started running. 1, 2, 3. South. Process. Is it double C or C? Let's complete it. What? My thread. And we're going to end it like this. And then that's all. Then start to set the priority first. Okay. Every thread has. I think let's be passing in the case. Let's make this thread have a constructor so we can pass in names while we are creating it. So we are going to create a public call name, a thread class. Let's add the thread class. Let's add the constructor that taken a string call name, thread name. Then and we set this first. Before that, we have a string type called name. It's public, of course, public. So this dot what name, that means we are setting the name, we passing from this parameter and setting it. This the name. Syntax error, insert as an operator. Okay. This dot name is equal to the name that is passed in, and we end the statement. Then that's the constructor. So then we can just call it a thread. What is starting? Print line. Thread. And just say thread comma plus this dot name, then plus is starting. Thank you, your head is correct, well done. Then can also pass it that the thread has stopped, so just say the thread plus this dot name, then plus stop processed. What's the full spelling? Is it double C or single C? Processed. Double C. Okay, thank you. Processed. Success. What about success? Okay. Successfully. So thread this dot name processed successfully. That's what we want to just do. So when we are creating the instance, we always pass in what the thread name, and we'll call it what? What is the thread name? The thread name is let's say the thread name and ID. and ID. Let's add ID public. Let's add public int ID as well. We are passing in that int as well, so that every thread has a name and an ID. Int ID, and we said this dot ID equal to ID. Thread this thread, then we can say